Hello gamers, hello noobs. Welcome to game 41. This game and game 42 are being run concurrently, so this can be called the last game of this tournament. It's a special plus. And with me is a special plus guest for sure. He's one of the administrators of our side, and one of the most experienced players, who I remember for being really solid on all the roles. He was a vice captain in Tournament 3. Let's welcome Besjbo.
Hey, Pat.
So
Happy to be back here.
I'm really glad to have you. And this is, like I said, a special plus game, the last game, and also something very, very important. Z123, you see him here? He's 5 out of
Yep.
5 games right now, and he's a contender for
Ah,
MVP. If he wins this one, is confirmed MVP.
good memories. Uh, I I think it was either the first or the second tournament I had a run like that. So I guess we'll maybe we'll assume Z is Res and try to solve for him.
Oh, that's something I really like right now. Yep, I'm fully down for that. So
I mean,
he does 1.1.
he does 1.1. He does a hammer off pick, which I don't know what people are doing these days, but that's a little bit of a statement. Why would you do that?
Hmm. Good point. So far this
You-
tournament, picks like this is the third time exactly that 1.1 is this. The third pick that's off pick M2 and
1.2 and
1.5.
1.5.
Yeah, it's
You're
the
just
third time.
basically telling Hammer you don't want to be on pick. Because then
And
there's only one ad tam too.
you know what's the two times it happened, it was picked once by VT, it was Pandemania, and the second time it was picked by Seth Nixon. And this is the third time. And Nixon was also VT. So I
Okay,
don't
so
know.
maybe BT is picking like disgusting PR picks and not caring if they're wrong. That's a strategy. I mean, it's a better strategy than just being an obvious VT. Uh, Seems like people are giving Hammer lots of info this M1 though. Crow's been in 3 of the off picks.
And a lot of chat looking for. So 1.4 is this arresting Manu. Oh, Manu should be picked here.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. 1.1 and 1.4, you can't pick anyone except Mono. Shoot. Which is, it's kind of a weird force from Bum because, I mean, if Bum just picks on 1+1 and it fails, then Bum seems like a spy.
Hmm.
But if Bum picks anything else, it better be clean. Because Bum made Croton pick that.
So since we are playing for Z's POV here, and we see like 1.2, 1.3, and then 1.4, we can't really accuse. Like bottom is something we like, or at least see as possible team.
Yeah, I mean, we are an add to M1+1 here, but we also think it's like kind of disgusting how much information is coming out. At least I would. I mean, sure, it's like bottom is totally viable, and then maybe we get shot for a disgusting 1.1, but yeah. Basically we say nothing and then we see what happens on M2.
Oh, if 2.5 fails, and then we are picking from 3.1 POV, square doesn't really make much sense. Anti
No, yeah, square.
left hand
Well,
side?
we start thinking if ref is PR if 2.5 fails, because ref clearly isn't happy, so ref can be anything, but he doesn't seem like VT shading so much.
Oh,
Oh, okay. So Bum is just claiming like PR or random VT or spy.
and
Uh
what's the info now?
So Bum is willing to basically stake the game that bottom isn't team. So
Mm-hmm.
if you're Z, you're thinking, okay, Bum and Crouton are just never two res. Uh, and that means that like people like Ref look a lot better. So ref shading M1+1 looks better. So maybe if I'm Z, I just like pick ref and one of Crow and Bum. Uh, they could be two spies. Like anti-Crow Bum very much makes sense as a team, trying to team split like that and not caring about forcing each other. But
You know, Bess, you said that Ref shaded M1, but if we see his 1.3 and then 1.5, he doesn't accuse.
well, ref said 1.4 is bad,
Oh, did
and
he? Oh,
like
yeah,
ref
funny.
also like literally off-picked Crow and Manu. Like the 1.5 was a repick of 1.3, right? So
But,
I am
wait, give me a second. I think that Ref said that he said that about 1.4 before 1.4 was picked. So if you see Fun 1.4 to pick LOL, and then Bumfuzzle is picking.
yeah.
He didn't say anything about
So ref
1.4.
is soft resing Bum. So I hope ref's not Merlin because then ref is just dead on this team.
Hmm.
But that would be ref just crying because 1.4 is awful. But assuming it's not that, I think you res ref if you're Z, and then you kind of figure out what's happening. Crow pick rejecting 3.1 is like weird.
If rejecting 3.1, I was thinking that this 3.1 after 2.5 is Norman fails, it was left hand side and Crouton. This would be left hand side and Crouton would be the last good M1's team from his POV. He,
Yeah, I'm I'm not sure at this point that forcing M1s to be good is going to be correct. I would guess that at least one is wrong from a res. Uh,
so Rev is again a solo app. Seems like Manu is. I really don't understand of picking and freeze, really.
no, I actually just don't know what that means. It means that Manu just doesn't care to pick an M3. So that can be any role.
So right now, left hand side and Crouton. I was thinking that this is a 3.1, but right now we definitely avoid Rev.
Hmm. I don't know. I mean, you can tell me if that ends up being team, but
Mm-hmm.
I would put ref on M3.
Interesting.
Because I mean, ref is only spy on left hand side plus crow, but if it's left hand side plus crow, that means Z's 1.1 is wrong, and just no one reacts to that. So
What about Zigzag
yeah, and
with
Z's
bottom
talking to ref.
ones? Anti-Manu and Rev with bottom ones. All of them ones would be bad actually. Besides 1.4 perhaps. And yeah, it's very interesting. So you said that Z is talking to Rev. Yes, that's correct. He was actually talking to him, and he's speaking Rev.
Yeah,
Anti-engineer and
I
bomb
think Z
fuzzle.
thinks ref is res if Z is res, which is I think logical from Z's point of view.
But he's not picking left hand side and Rev.
No, that I mean that's viable, but it's not the first thing you'd pick. Although it is an interesting team.
I mean, this pick has bottom ones, and left hand side and Rev would have good ones.
Yeah, but this only has ref as the bad M1 and no one else, so I think it's fine. Um,
Hmm. If you don't like it, you can reject. It seems like he's asking for a Raj. But then, so he
mhm.
said if you don't like it, you can reject. Was Crouton voting? And he, after
So
reading that, approved.
that's kind of a loud reject from Manu. Rejecting when it would give Manu crit hammer. So maybe we like Manu more. Maybe we think that Manu and Ref could be two res. And if so, that's probably not the team. So it could be left-hand side plus Ref. You're totally right. Um,
I'm thinking about what Manu just said. He's
Magnum and
asking for
Merlin. Well, you
repick. He's kind of asking for a repick.
he's permitting a repick, but I don't think Manu actually rejects that if he's PR and sees it as a viable team. He has no reason to. He wouldn't get shot if the team was cleaned.
Maybe he's
Uh,
Percival to ref? Left hand side and crew? The pick that should
oh
be
yeah, this is the
3.1.
team you liked.
I like this
I
at
don't think.
3.1, but not necessarily now. I really don't like it
Yeah,
right now because Ref was
I don't think
picked
this is ever the
and
team.
Z talked to Ref. I think Anjanu could actually be a spy here because this is a pick that made
Could be.
sense. So,
Anjano hasn't really done anything, but it's a logical team. It's not the team though.
and Manu abs
Uh,
this one?
I think
Or,
Manu felt pressure as any role after rejecting the last one. Manu can't just reject everything in
mm,
M3. Uh,
so Z is pretty much because this would also give Z hammer and crit. So he's double downing on Rev being grass pretty much.
yeah, basically. Uh, but
And he says that in chat. I like you this game, reference. Just right
yeah,
now.
yeah. So it seems like the question is, do you pick like it's Ref, Manu, and Z, and put someone on from M1, or sorry, not from M1, from Crow and Bum.
I'm
Uh,
starting to think that it's. Could it be right hand side and Anjanu?
um, if it is 1.4 is like game losing,
Yeah, I
but
do agree with that. Just like because if it's not right hand side and Anjanu, I think that Z123 is like Confras.
yeah, I mean, Bum Resing Z is really, really bad if that's
Did
the
he?
team. Yeah,
Oh,
Bum
he
Res
just
Z.
did. Yeah, so okay, Z123 is just confirmed to rest this game. And I think the same
Yeah,
about Ref.
unless spies are just winning. Uh,
And 3.3
okay, so a
repicked?
repick. I would not have repicked here on principle. I would have put Bum on instead of Crow and tried to figure it out in crit, but
It
there's reason to
fails.
figure out that that team fails.
Hmm.
I think Manu is res. Probably.
His
Manu
team was
looks the
the team he
best.
rejected was repicked, so like it does seem like Cruton is a spy then.
Crouton is not looking great. Um, the question is Crow a spy with Anjanu?
That is possible. That is very possible. Zigzag has alpha 1.1, and this is the first chat that he says in 3.1. 3.1. Well, no one thinks it's anti-Mania and Bumfuzzle from 3.2.
Yeah. Uh, I think people. I think it's gonna be hard to spy Manu. I mean, if he's spy, he's only Morgana, I guess. You would just app that as assassin.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, like this is an interesting M4. Uh, it
Bumfuzzle
seems
is a
like an
spy?
M4 that's going to get bum spied. Uh,
Pickrich. Okay. But this. So we expect Manu to fully approve something. He's on two
yeah.
missions. But like this
Yeah,
3
Manu is res, and so we have a lot of info. Like Inge and Bum is not clean. Uh,
Cruton should be a spy then, unless it's exactly anti-ang. No, it can't. The Cruton is confirmed spy?
well, it there aren't that many teams with Crouton, but it could be anti-Bum and Ingi.
No, it
It
was
could
3.5.
theoretically be
It was
what? Oh,
3.5.
oh, right,
Exactly.
right, 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 right. Never mind. Yeah, so Crow's last team is probably I don't know, something
Yeah,
funky
it's
like
really, really
Square.
hard to find his team. I think that his team is something like bottom, or his team is something like a 3.4.
I mean, Square is it's an unfortunate team, but it's a team.
Anjanu just got spied by both Z and Manu. Because Anjanu just asked Croton to up Bumfuzzle. Anjanu just said up me and Bumfuzzle. Um, Asking for right hand side and Anjanu, pretty much? No
Hmm.
way. So it seems like Zigzag, by the way. I think it's anti-Anjanu and Crouton. Very likely.
Yeah, that is what I would have picked in ref seat, but obviously I don't know what ref knows. Uh, but yeah, it was between Zigzag and 3.3, and I wouldn't have done the read pick because that unnecessarily VTs Manu.
You would
Uh,
probably slam clean here.
I hope so. I don't know. We'll have to see.
What do you think is the other team?
So Crow is spying Manu here. Uh, I think there is a team where Crow is PR, and
Mm-hmm.
it is probably anti-Manu ref, and it's just
Anti-Manu
like
Ref.
really, really terrible M1s.
But Z spied Anjanu.
Yeah, Croton would be like a dead Merlin. Yeah, I think if Croton is Res are losing this game.
I can see it being right hand side and Anjanu.
That's possible, but I don't think Res are winning that either. But yeah,
Yeah,
Anjanu and Crow are both
1.4.
spying Manu, so
And Z and Manu are spying Anjanu. So it seems like Ref and Bumfuzzle are come for us.
yeah, they're reasonably confres, yeah. I would say that's probably the only decision point. I expect Manu to app. This is like quite possibly the team.
Oh, Bum looks like a 2 versus 2. And yeah, it's gonna be
Yeah, so
like
the
this.
players agree. It's okay. That's an interesting solo reg. Yeah, well, Z has to claim hammer and like
It's not Zigzag, I think, because 1.1 and 2.5 happened. Oh, so Reference killing that team, actually.
hmm.
That's
If
surprising.
if Ref wants to put his foot down, whether he's VT or PR, then it is anti-Z Manu. And then like Z is assassin and Manu is Morg. And like Ref is Merlin or something. I don't know.
Hmm. So he
Uh
says that Z says that he's holding for sure. So that makes a lot of sense from his POV as he spied
yes.
Anjanu. This would be Hammer. You think sure hold big is fine. We all have the time.
Yeah. Um it's too bad that Zigzag seems like not clean. It would have been better to see than 3.3, I think. They didn't need to spend a mission.
All right, so
on that.
Bumfuzzle just said that he likes Manu. That would mean he's asking him to repick 4.3.
Yeah. Uh, I mean, Bum is never Merlin on the other team, so it makes sense for Bum to say this and just get VT'd. But if Bum is not VT, then of course it is just Zigzag and Rep is VT. Uh, but I mean, I guess Ref can be like Percival to Anganu and Manu or something. And no, that
Mm-hmm.
doesn't make any sense. Then, well, if Ref is Percival to Anganu and Manu, Ref thinks that Manu rejected clean 2 on Merlin and then said I might have on Merlin and asked
Uh-huh.
for a repick. Um, if that happened, then Ref is probably right that Manu is Morg because I don't think Manu Merlin has to reject that because it probably gets apps because other people asked for apps. So Ref is probably right in that case. Uh, of course, if it's Zigzag, well then Ref is just losing because he's morging Manu because of bad chat from Merlin. But
You just said that
I guess Ref
4.3
could
is
think,
clean, but you're not picking it. Is he asking for bottom? Is Z123 trying to revive bottom?
hmm, if so, I don't think Rez are winning.
This shot from Anjani, do you think it's genuine?
Uh, I mean, Ungano can definitely be Merlin with Ref Percival. M1 Rez's Crouton, Ungano's just like trying to get Merled. Um, I don't think Ungano is VT though. I think they're like pretty Merlin or Spy, which is a little bit sad because I think spies know that Ungano is Merlin or Spy.
But then Anjani said
Therefore, if I'm Ref,
something like, you maybe missed that chat, but she said, I don't know why Manu is giving me zero chance.
hmm, that's weird, chat, because as any role, that's weird, chat.
Yeah,
Bum's not a
it's
spy.
like, it's like kind of racing Manu, but she has no teams with Manu.
Yeah,
The bottom is dead.
yeah,
Oh,
bottom's dead. It's never bottom. Uh,
and people are like zigzag, they are killing zigzag. Bottom is dead, so Anjanu is res, and it's right hand side in Anjanu.
I mean, that's one of the teams that's very viable.
What's the other?
Anjanu just is dead on that team, but it's possible. I mean, if it's Zigzag, it's kind of sad. I'm thinking that I'm Ref, Percival to Inge and Manu, and they're both super dead. Uh, oh, Manu claims bottom.
Oh dear. Oh dear. I would prefer this to be right hand side and Anjanu actually. Because then Z123 has a very, very good chance of winning. But then 2.5 would be extremely unfortunate.
Yep. Well, 1.5 already kind of sealed it. Um,
But it's not zigzag. It seems like it's not zigzag, and I was okay. So Manu, so
well,
I'm
you
gonna
guys are
straight
killing
away
Zigzag.
spy Manu.
Yeah. Ref
Yeah,
is res PR and killed Zigzag, so it's not
fully agree.
Zigzag. Manu's pushing bottom. Okay, if we're completely wrong and it's bottom, then, well, Bomb is just never ever Merlin. Uh,
Fully correct.
Someone's going to die, but I'm not sure who.
What if it's mm, right hand side? Yeah, right hand side Anthony. That's the only one. Anjanu was asking for 4.2. Crouton approved. He denies bottom, says it's Anjanu. Crouton is just res. He can just roll with bottom right now if he's a spy.
Yeah.
So it is right hand side and Anjanu. Holy.
Unless it's bottom, and
Oh dear. I don't really, I don't really want to even think so because Merlin is just money.
yeah. But Manu is just always Merlin or Morg this game. It's very sad.
So Bumfuzzle is saying that he wants Z1 to free himself and Crouton.
Okay, so Bum is
Oh, I
going
only
for
see a
the
pick.
Manu Merlin team and hoping that Crouton gets shot instead.
Well, Crouton is
Uh,
never getting shot after 4.2 though, and saying that Anjani is more
I mean,
res.
if it's right hand side plus Anji, then
So Z
yeah,
said that he approved. Both Crouton and Bumfuzzle are still thinking.
yeah. Cruz says he's gonna reg though.
I apped? Anjani said that she apped? Crouton apped?
All
Reference.
right.
Oh, here.
Okay.
Oh, this is gonna be a crazy crit. This is so exciting. I didn't expect this at all.
Yeah, it will be a crazy crit where spies probably win, but I mean, not on missions. Spies are not winning missions, but
But then Anjanu is definitely. I'm not even sure about Anjanu being spy because Z is spying Anjanu, Crouton is racing Anjanu. Oh. This is so crazy. So we have three possible teams right now.
sort of, yeah. I
But I think I would add a ref here. But then Crouton approved Anjanu. And Manu asked for bottom, so we have those a lot of conflicting information. So one is Manu actually just hard pushing bottom, Crouton racing Anjanu, and Reference just being very res and killing Zigzag.
uh I don't think like if Ref and Manu are spies, I don't see why Ref and Manu kill Zigzag because that's a good info team to push. That would be just so weird. Uh I don't think Ref and Manu are both spies. I think Ingi's a spy. If it's bottom, then Ref is just hunting by killing it, sensing that Ref is Morgan, Manu is Merlin. And, if Ref is Res, then Ref is Res. In
Okay,
which
so
case, in
let's
any case,
see
Bottom's never
3.1 by
gonna
the way. So if we add Referen, this is 3.1. That was solo added by Referen.
Yes. So if it's 3.1, Croton is never Merlin, Bum's never Merlin.
Only
So
ref.
it's only ever Z or Ref, and Ref probably dies.
Yep, and I do think it would just be ref because Z was considering picking Manu. So we
Yeah.
are not adding ref. This is just crazy. That ref is actually a spy.
Then it's just bottom, and we have to think if Croton can be Merlin or if it's
Wait a
just
second.
Manu.
So Z just said that I might have been wrongly shipped by Manu this game. It's well, it looks like zigzag as of right now.
God, Zigzag would be really weird play by the spies. That would be really weird play by the spies.
Hmm.
Um, and I don't actually know who Merlin would be on Zigzag, except well, again, Crow would be PR. Crow is like confirmed PR.
There's so Z's hard pushing for zigzag right now, I think. He did 1.1, which is completely wrong on that zigzag.
Yeah.
Why is 2.5 picked? So this is a very strong question, and because 2.5 pretty much killed bottom.
Yeah.
And if it's bottom, then really very problematic game. Like zigzag just has bottom ones. It could be Crouton, it could be Ingenue, Merlin's. Technically, I don't think it's C, but this game I think two
It
Merlins
couldn't be Z.
is enough.
I don't think Z is Merlin in any universe. I
Me
think Z is
neither.
actually just VT. I'm really tempted to peek at Z's role and see if Z is just VT. I won't do it until the game ends, but
You actually can't do that anymore. I know that Pronov changed the check roles that you can only learn all of the roles.
oh, that's no fun. I didn't know that. Shows how often I moderate. Uh,
So, well, it looks like, wow, Refrain, well, Z is really doing his best here. And what would you pick in this situation?
at this point, I would uh, I would pick Zigzag. I would add Anjanu because it seems like pretty clear that PRs want it. If I'm bum, that is. But I don't know. Is bum VT on Zigzag? Uh,
There's one thing that doesn't sit well with me because if I'm ref spy, am I killing a team with my spy mate, the zigzag? For what reason?
yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
And
Like
and then
it
another one.
requires like it
Hmm.
works from res plays and spies can do whatever they want, but it doesn't make any sense. It's not what I would do as spy, and you're right that that's odd.
And then
But
like
no one likes either team with Ref or Manu.
you
Uh,
see the other spy combination of reference is bottom, but then Ingenue is already rest by Crouton. He approved that. So if I'm spies with Ingenue, if I rest Ingenue, we just win.
yep.
So like, is it
Uh,
ref rest?
I mean, if Ref is Res, he's Merlin and he's losing, so I don't care. I would never add Ref.
Yeah.
It's the ad is Manu or Anjanu, and I think the better ad is Anjanu, because
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I do not think. Well, yeah. The
But
question is Merlin on M4 or not? Uh,
yeah, that could be the case. And I'm also thinking that no matter how we think about this game, knowing that ref is a spy, it just begs the question, did he misplay?
hmm. Uh, maybe he could have picked Zigzag, but overriding someone is if you're not going to get spied for it is a perfectly fine spy play. Did he misplay by killing Zigzag? I think so.
Hmm.
I think he should have pushed Zigzag. It was the team that made a lot of sense from BT perspective, and I think he could have gotten a BT to crack and support him.
You know,
Even if you don't win TR might have out.
I'm starting to think it could be Manu Assassin and Ref Morgana, and there was some miscommunication. So Manu rejects 3.3 to leave it open, and then, all right, we see a pick, and I think this is gonna pass. I
Oh,
think
very
that
much
there
good.
was just a miscommunication between spies.
Yeah, that's entirely possible. Um, I mean, at this point, that's the team. Uh,
Crouton reject? Z1 to 3 said reject? So he's saying it's bottom.
yeah, in which case Manu is dead.
Wait,
Yep, Manu's dead.
Manu would be dead for sure.
But I don't think Crow necessarily messed up here because, I mean, we were saying really early, right? Percival
Mm-hmm.
was looking at Anganu and Manu Merlins and knowing that they're both dead. So we were right. Good job to us. Manu dead Merlin, Anganu other dead Merlin.
Yeah, that's what saw. And yet again, we got the crit, and the rest didn't win. And I mean, this is the last game of this tournament because I know that the previous game has finished very quickly.
Uh very quickly. Did that go to assassination?
Yeah, I think
Let's
it went to assassination, I think. And this tournament, it seems like Raz didn't win a single game. Or did
is
it
that
finish?
true?
Not a single game that got the crit, so let me check the other lobby.
Well, yeah, that the other game was a Danny's game where Merlin did die, Spies did win.
Oh, yeah, so not a single game that got the crit has been won by Raz this whole tournament.
Yeah, it's challenging. I guess somewhat props to Z123 for,
Very strong
correctly
game.
calling clean, but I don't think Z was winning no matter what because Manu was really dead.
Very, very
Ref
good
is never
team.
missing Manu.
But
Not after.
Z123 played incredibly strong game. Spied
Yeah,
Ingenue, even though Percival was racing Ingenue. Wow.
yeah. Manu got morged for. I'm not actually positive. I guess for being dead, frankly. Manu
Hmm.
got morged out of bad luck because what I mean 2.5 is game losing at the end of the day. I don't really know how you can pick 2.5 as bum. I think you can rewind the tape, see what I said at the time, but it's a very surprising pick. There are multiple ads to M1+1.
Well, yeah. Unfortunate game. And very fortunate for Spice, perhaps. So yeah, I think we should be wrapping this one up. There's not much left to say.
Yeah, the takeaway is that sometimes if M1+1 has multiple ads, you just pick it. And then I think Reds probably win that game if that happens because Manu did literally nothing. 2.1 Merlin and Rez just set up clean magically.
Hmm.
That's that usually. They would do Danny's and Rez would win.
Yeah. All right.
But
Thank you guys for
oh,
watching.
sometimes.
And thank you for following the whole series. As this is the last video for this tournament series, I would like to thank everyone, every single one of my guests, and special thanks to Z for helping me with scheduling, and hopefully see you next tournament.